thank you very much, Gary and Amber, for coming on the first ever marketing sandwich course. This is something I'm going to try and run for the next month or so. So there'll be another one in December, hopefully, and I'm going to just try and keep it short and sweet and focus on a couple of little marketing tactics. I guess first of all, guys, could you just unmute yourselves? Maybe Amber first, and tell us a little bit about you and what you do. Is that all right, Amber?
Yeah, that's fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Amber. I work for a company called Angel Groups. We own and run 5 groups across Yorkshire and Humberside. So we look to fund and support SMEs in their growth journeys.
Lovely. All right, Gary.
Hello, I'm Gary. I'm co-founder and executive director of a company called Everyday Juice Limited, and we work with large employers on their staff health and wellbeing offer.
Excellent. Okay. I guess importantly, as part of what we talked about was, I was going to say what sandwich we're having. Because I've not quite prepared properly, I've not got a sandwich, so I've just got I've got a cup of strong coffee instead. So I guess we can skip off that bit. That's the bit I failed on, no sandwich. But anyway, so as part of the program, what I asked was what people wanted to talk about. Now, Amber came back to me, and Amber, you said that you wanted to talk, find out a little bit more about video. Is that something you'd still like to look at?
Yeah, absolutely, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So tell us what's the particular element of video that you would like explaining, or is it just kind of general?
I guess it's general, but also the equipment that's needed. So not anything fancy, just your kind of run-of-the-mill. What do you need to put a video up on, say, social media for the first time? Like, I've seen people use those little mics that connect to a phone. I don't know if they're needed necessarily or what the reviews are on that, but yeah, just basically what your success has been with uploading videos as opposed to the standard pictures or text on social media.
Excellent. Okay, that's great. Gary, is anything on that subject you'd like to find out more about?
Yeah, we don't really use it, to be honest, and we should do, because it's a really good way of getting your message out there. So I'm really interested in video. We work B2B primarily, so ways that video can be used for that purpose. Would be really interested to hear more about.
Okay, cool. Right. Okay. Well, that's pretty straightforward. So, video is really good. Obviously, with social media, I would always say that a really key element to do is to always post with an image as well as just text. Just text is fine, but it's like that thing of an image speaks 1,000 words or whatever, whereas a video actually speaks 1,000,000 words because it's got more interaction. It's more to stop people to stop and see. It helps people to be able to kind of see behind the scenes of what's happening with the business, and gets personality across in a way that's much better than, say, a static image or a blog, because a blog you consider what you're saying a little bit more, and you don't get to see the physical person like this. So video is really, really key. It used to be really tricky to put together videos because people needed a lot of specialist equipment. People thought you needed a specialist lighting kit, and there was a lot to go into that, and how on earth we edit it and all those other things. It's still true that if you want to make if you want to create Gladiator, if you want to create some amazing type video that's a blockbuster, clearly that involves a lot of people, a lot of time, a lot of kit, and a lot of money. But there's so many solutions now that you guys have probably got all the equipment that you actually need in your pockets. So your phone is the first thing. So I've got an iPhone 10, and the reason I got the iPhone 10, and it's the 10S, I believe. I was getting mixed up with the S and the R, but anyway, it's the iPhone 10 that's got the better camera. So this has got a really high definition camera, so that you can take 4K quality videos. So that's the kind of thing that you can watch on your TV at home in really high quality. The next thing that I got, and this is something that you alluded to, Amber, was I don't know what you can see this, but this is the microphone that I have that plugs into my iPhone. So this is a Rode microphone. It's a directional microphone, and all it does on the iPhone is plug into the power charger socket, so that it looks like that. Now you can see that on there, and that just means that you can. The reasons for having this is that the iPhone microphone is really, really good, and so are lots of microphones on other phones, but they are not really built for kind of directional. If you're filming that way, you can see that the microphone element is in here, and that means that the actual cast of the microphone noise sound that's going to pick up is kind of going to be kind of around here rather than straight on. So that's why it's a nice idea to have this directional microphone, because then it plugs in and points directly at the subject, meaning it can pick it up in a lot more in a better fashion. Not really sure what I like flashing on the front of my iPhone there, but never mind. So these Rode microphones come with a muff. So this is not a dead badger. This is just, you might have seen these on TV when it's a little bit windy. So that basically just sits inside, covers the microphone, so that if you're filming outside and the wind blows, this absorbs a lot of the wind, so you don't get a kind of crackling or a rustling on a video. Another great thing to invest in is a tripod. Now, if you've got a standard camera tripod, which you can get for about 10 or 15 quid on Amazon, you can also get a little adapter which will allow you to attach the top of the tripod, and you can attach your phone into that as well. I know that was just it just means that your phone's then static and it's not moving around. Having said all that, the iPhone in particular has got a lot of tools in it which make the image static, and even if your hands are moving around a lot, it does a lot of correction, so it keeps it in a really good quality and keeps it still. So you've basically got a load of tools basically just sat on the iPhone. So I actually shoot all videos using the standard camera. I don't use a special camera, though there are different ones. I use a standard camera because it gives me plenty of tools. It's got a nice timing tools on it. It's easy to stop and record and mess around with it. It's very straightforward to use. In terms of editing it on the iPhone, it comes with iMovie already built in. So in terms of editing and adding captions and things, I just use the iPhone. So I'm going to show you a quick clip of one that I shot really recently. This is for a client, Wizoo, and how well you can see that on the screen there. Well, I'm using it up, but effectively this has got, you can see the quality of that, and the sound's pretty good. And we've used the captioning tools and dropped in little bits of graphics in it. And this is edited from a longer video, which is kind of 3 minutes long. Using the tools, we put in captions for the questions. There's a starting point. There's a little credit for who the guy is. It's Tom Almus. And we also took out any pauses and things, and it flows really nicely. It was shot in half an hour in an office at Wizoo, using the iPhone and the microphone, put together and fully edited on the iPhone, and then it's available to upload to YouTube. And it's been that simple. The iPhone is really great for shooting those kinds of videos. If you've got something that needs a kind of something more than that, so it's a sweep through somewhere, or you've got some sort of machinery or something else to shoot, the iPhone is going to start to hit its limitations. But for simple talking heads, and if you can be clever enough to use it, kind of get some extra elements in to mix it in, the iPhone can work really, really well. One of the things that we start to do now is we use other tools to add in kind of captions and things kind of at the end, which make it look really, really slick. So we'll use Canva, for example, to make kind of a credit screen. And I just want to show you one that we've made for a different client, using the same techniques, but again, this is all shot on the iPhone. So I'll just move that up for you.
Hi, this is Dan from Key West Pest Control, and today we're doing some netting work. We're clearing out the pigeons that are nesting up in the roof, cleaning up the pigeon guano, and then netting it off so that they can't get back in.
So I'm not sure how well you could see that or hear that, but effectively all that was all shot on the iPhone in one morning. So I shot the interview with Dan, who was the operative. I then took a couple of static photographs, and then shot the guys going up in the cherry picker, and then using Canva added that end element. But effectively, what we did is recorded that interview, and then shot the guy going up in the cherry picker to clear out some pigeons, and then at the end there was a kind of an end screen that kind of had a call to action. So it had the Key West logo on it, the phone number on it. So it looked like a small little advert, and it started to make it look a bit more professional. Again, all shot on the iPhone, no extra editing, no special lighting, no special kit, no huge team, just me. In fact, and that was all shot handheld as well. I didn't even use a stand on that one. So it's a nice static video. So Amber, does that seem like the kind of thing that you would want to produce?
Yeah, I think so. Going forward, we certainly want to. I think it's just making sure that what we've got and how we do it is good enough, I guess. I just don't want to release anything until I'm certain that it's of quality to release, I guess.
Okay.
And also, I don't know whether I need some more time looking at all of the editing tools, because again, that's new to me. I'm not entirely sure how to do all of that.
Okay. So what phone have you got, Amber? Is it an iPhone?
No, it's an Android, I'm afraid. Right. I think I've got the S8.
Oh, I'm sure there are some editing tools that work on Android just as well. On the iPhone, it comes with iTunes, so that works really well. You drop in your piece of video, and you can crop the size of it. You can put little transitions so that it runs smoothly into different clips. It's easy to drop in static images, and it's really easy to add a little caption so it can come up saying who the person is. So it's really straightforward to drop together clips and make them look really professional. It's generally not hard. It used to be really, really tricky. It does depend on what you're producing, but if you're producing kind of just talking head videos, it can work really, really well. The file sizes and the quality on a really good quality newish phone will be really good. As I said, I've got an iPhone 10, but lower grade of older phones, not too old, but relatively new phones do a really high quality as well. So it's worth investing that little bit more. And I said it's definitely worth investing in a little plug-in microphone. It's one of the best things I got, and it can work really, really well. To ensure you've got a video that's going to be producible and usable, it does take a little bit of planning. So again, it's a really good idea to write a short list of the kind of thing that you want to cover, so that if you need a picture of the room that people are going to be in, you then need a picture of a video of say one person talking about a particular subject, and you need to kind of prep them on what the questions might be. It's worth spending half an hour kind of going through and almost planning out the video that you want to produce, so that you know what you should do when and who should do what, so that rather than kind of making it up on the spot, which is really easy to do, the results can be a bit lax if you just kind of make it up as you go along. So planning's really, really key. It doesn't mean you have to be really crazy about planning, but a little bit of planning goes a long way. And yeah, so it can work really well without too many tools. So does that help, Amber? Does that answer any questions?
It answers a lot of questions. Thank you.
Cool. Okay. So, any questions on how and where you would put that, and how you should get that up?
Yeah, I guess so. I've also kind of was wondering what the best amount of time is for a video. I was kind of thinking around the 30 seconds mark, so that it doesn't. So that it plays and keeps kind of the audience's interest, but doesn't go on so long that people fall asleep.
Okay. So again, a lot of that comes down to the planning. So if you've got good planning, but you've got a lot of detail to make over, you can get a longer video. Now, there's two trains of thought. One is that when you're using video on social, you want it kind of short and snappy, and you want to get your your message over really quickly in the first. I mean, for Facebook, for example, they measure videos by the first 3-second views. So for a Facebook video, you kind of want to get your point over in the first 3 seconds, because that's how it'll measure that. And if you get it over in the first 3 seconds, you might have to grab people to watch a longer form video. So that could kind of go on for 20, 30 seconds, which is fine for kind of social media. However, Facebook in particular are also starting to reward people for longer term videos. So if you can get people to watch it for longer than a minute, Facebook rewards you for that, because it makes it more engaging. So this is one of the beauties of planning. So making your video more engaging, so people are happy to spend a longer time. So really, it's about getting your video so that people don't get bored within that first minute. Because if you can keep people longer, then they're more likely to engage with your message and go a little bit further. So again, it's about a little bit of planning. So 20, 30 seconds is really good to kind of get people in. The first 10 seconds is going to be really, really crucial. But don't worry about making it too long. Worry about making it a good enough quality so that it's engaging enough. There's a little thing that, again, showed up on Facebook the other day, when once your video hits a minute view. I watched a minute video the other day of, I think it was about Formula One, and as it got to a minute, a little button popped up underneath that said, do you want to like and follow this page? So it kind of gave the fact that I watched it for a minute gave Facebook an indication that this was the kind of content I wanted to follow on, and so it alerted me to that fact. So actually making the longer form videos can be really beneficial. If you're not too sure about that, a really good idea can be to create the longer form video and post that video to, say, somewhere more permanent like YouTube, and embed that longer video into your website from YouTube, and then chop that video into smaller chunks and pop that on your social media with a link maybe to pull people back to watch the longer form video. So take the longer form video and chop that into maybe 20, 30 second chunks that you can use as kind of teasers to pull people into the main content, and then get them to watch the longer form, because there are going to be certain things that you want to cover off that you just can't do in 20, 30 seconds. Does that help, Amber?
Yeah, that helps. Thank you.
Cool. Okay, so Gary, do you have any questions?
Yeah, just one. I really interesting that. Thank you. One bit that I want to pick up on is what you said early on about the iPhone and having an internal stability function.
Yeah.
I've got the exact same iPhone as you, and I use the camera quite a lot, and I had no idea that was there. So just let me know where that is so I can find it. It'd be really helpful.
You know what? It just kind of does it automatically. So even when I'm shooting a video, I tend to kind of perch myself on a table if I'm doing it handheld, and your hand does naturally move around a little bit. You know, you kind of can't keep it completely still. I maybe have too much coffee, and that's what does that. But it does. But then when you watch it back, it stabilizes the video to a degree. I mean, if you're moving the camera like a crazy person, then it's not going to help. But it will take out all small tremors and stabilize that. It is worthwhile investing in a tripod and a little tripod adapter, just because then you don't have that problem. A little tip that I get for shooting videos is always to, when you're setting it up on a tripod, or however you're going to do it, is to tell the person, whoever you're going to video, kind of say, right, I'm going to start shooting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press record, and then when I'm ready for you to talk, I'm going to nod my head, and so they know that it's their turn to talk, and that gives you a couple of little seconds in front to kind of be able to edit out where they stop and start. Because if you you could miss them talking by doing that. And also when they finish talking, keep the video running for kind of another 2 seconds, just so you've got a gap, and then that can pause. This will also work really, really well if you're doing an interview. So on the video I showed you a little bit of Tom Allen. What I did is I wrote up the questions I was going to ask him, and then I said, what I'm going to do, Tom, is I'm going to read the question out to you, and then you answer that, and then pause, and then I'll read the question, and then you answer, and then I pause. And then what I did is then went back through the video and took out me and just left him in. and added in a little screenshots of what the question was, and that made it flow really nicely. And I got in the proper pauses. I also could see where to kind of chop and edit the video, because it's almost like using a clapperboard, to kind of give an indication of where one question starts and where another one ends. It's just little things like that can help really, really well without being too technical. Again, another client who was shooting videos for wants to try and get them down to a minute. So what I did was I stood behind the camera and watched the screen, the counts go along, and when it got to 10 seconds, basically went 10, so that the interviewee knew it was 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left, I went 5, and he knew then it was 5, and it helped him time it. So just little things that will help you kind of control the video a little bit more. And the quality can be really, really good. It takes a little bit of play with the editing tools afterwards, but the results can be fantastic. Does that help, Gary?
Yeah, very much so. Thank you. Some really good stuff there.
So thanks again for coming on the first ever one, and being guinea pigs. I really, really appreciate that. Hopefully it's been helpful, and I'll let you know when the next one is.